Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to Suhoor Bites. I'm very excited for this one. We have Leyla Johnson here. She's a Lebanese CEO and head writer at Mohawk Games. You've done a lot of things in the games industry. Leyla's also a dear and old friend of mine. I'm so happy to have you here.
Hi, Rami. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, you brought a little musical fragment for us today, so let's listen to that real quick. For those of the people listening that don't know what this is, what did we just listen to?
So that was the intro music for Sharihan Fawazir Ramadan. Fawazir in English is riddles, not really puzzles, but more like riddles. So you have to decipher what each episode is about, and then the next day they will reveal what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
So the way they would do it is throughout the musical in the Fawazir.
Mm-hmm.
So they would act out the proverb, and you have to guess which one it is. So they would show you a person studying, and her friend or their friend isn't studying. And then as the Fawazir progresses, you see that they're taking the test, and then one of them is very happy and the other one is, being scolded.
Right.
And then you have to guess what that is.
Right.
And it would be something like, the next day would be like, بعد الامتحان يعرف المرء أو يهان, or something like after the test you're either happy or scolded. I butchered the program somewhere there. You just have to guess, it's about testing, it's about getting it right. I mean, the riddles were really fun.
Right.
It's like we didn't make an effort, we made a lot of effort.
Right.
We sat down and went through different proverbs, and we're children, so we're 6-7 years old, and we just go and ask our parents, and Jiddo would be with us, so I'd be like, Jiddo, what could this be? And he just list all sorts of things he knows.
Yeah.
It was really a thing. Fawazir was a thing for us. And it came out in Egypt in, I think, 1986, but they made it to Lebanon. It was licensed in Lebanon in 1990. And I just listened to this. I wouldn't miss one single episode. It was so contagious that I made my whole family listen to them, watch them, wait for them. My cousins would, cross the street, come to our house, and we kind of memorized the song, and we would dance in the house, do exactly what she does. She was like an idol to me. I love Sharihan. I still think she's like a national treasure. Why isn't she around?
Absolutely. I think it started as a radio thing, right?
I do not know how they were originated. I just know that I am to expect Fawazir Ramadan when Ramadan, hit. As a kid, it was just there's something special about Sharihan's Fawazir to me. And you have to understand, Rami, I am Lebanese, so I don't speak Egyptian, so I had to kind of decipher and decode some things she was saying. I'm sure I sang, some words without understanding what they were.
Right.
But she was fascinating. She danced beautifully. She sang beautifully. She acted beautifully. Anything with Sharihan on it, I'd buy it. I'd watch it. I'd follow it. I'd wait for it. I loved her. And if she ever hears this, which I don't know if she'll know that I love you so much. I will say this. I have a minor in Arabic literature, and I used to teach Arabic. Anytime, we exchange conversation, at some point someone will insert in there a proverb. So
yes, it's true.
So the Fawazir were sometimes about a proverb, like a commonly known one, or it was about a line of poetry. So it was pretty interesting. And keep in mind, it's a whole different culture, the whole different country. It's from Egypt.
Right.
But that tied me heavily to the Egyptian culture. I can speak Egyptian because of Sharihan.
The riddles, the proverbs, I had to laugh at the proverbs because as a kid, I was always so shocked. My dad would always pull up a proverb and it would never make sense. And then he'd explain it for 4.5 minutes and then it would make sense. But I never knew whether he was just making stuff up and explaining it and fitting it to the situation or whether it was actually that the proverb meant that.
I think that proverbs are part just an emotion and part an opinion and half a part something that might work perhaps sometimes. It's like there's it's like turn over the jar and the mother is like the daughter is like the mother. It's like
what? Excuse me.
The part is being scolded by way of proverbs. Like your friend doesn't approve of your friends, and they're like, الطيور على أشكالها تقع. Yeah, that which means birds of the same feather flock together, or something like that.
You're like, wait, were you? Is that a What are? I feel like I should be insulted right now. Should I be insulted? That
it's just that it's just. Have you been ever like scolded for like 40 minutes and you're just sad with it? Yeah.
Yep.
If your dad or your mother are very well read,
right,
it'll go on forever.
And my dad would always end up in this tangent about history or about language or about like culture. So
does your dad ever go back to his childhood? When I was young, I didn't talk to my dad. There must be some type of hardship and pain.
Yeah, no, and no way around. And the exaggeration is an art. Yeah. Leyla, if people enjoyed listening to your stories, where can they find you on the internet?
So currently I use Twitter a lot. I'm at Leyla Kadjay. And please reach out, say something, share your experience, whether you're Arab or not, ask any question you'd wish to ask. I usually answer. I just check the messages all the time, and my messages are open. We have very exciting news as a team, Mohawk team, coming up, and we're working on our second project. We're starting to prototype.
Yeah, Leyla Kadjay, and it's Leyla, Leyla, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Good. Leyla, again, thank you so much. For everybody else, this was Suhoor Bites, and see you next time.